Earlier this year, during Warner Brothers Studios' 100-year anniversary celebration, they decided to release onto home video in 4K for the first time the remaining Superman movie starring Christopher Reeve. Superman the movie had been released already in 2018. The other films, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and even Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, were being introduced onto 4K for the very first time. While it looks quite impressive in terms of sound and picture quality, I think there are a few things that are missing in terms of its legacy content. So, rather than going into what is going to be on the series of films in its upcoming collection, I thought it would be best to go back and look at its tech history from when it came onto DVD back in the early 2000s and its evolution to where we stand right now in terms of what was made for behind-the-scenes footage, extra content, and what is and what is not on this collection. In early 2001, director Richard Donner worked on a special edition for his classic film, Superman the Movie. The film was intended to be a theatrical event and only played in a few theaters throughout the country, but it gained more traction when it came onto DVD for the first time. The film, along with its sequels, were released on DVD in May of 2001, but only the first film received extra treatment. It had 3 different featurettes talking about the making of the movie, as well as footage of rare screen tests that featured Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder. It had an isolated music-only track of John Williams' score of the film, and it had a commentary track from director Richard Donner along with his friend Tom Mankiewicz. This footage of rare stuff for the making of the film, along with the commentary track provided by Donner and Mankiewicz for the film, it helped momentum when it came to the movement to release onto home video the Donner footage he had shot for Superman 2. Fast forward now to 2005, and after the success of Batman Begins in theaters, Warner Brothers decided to follow that up with Superman Returns. During the making of that film, Warner Brothers surprised many fans with the announcement that the Donner cut of Superman 2 was coming to home video in November of 2006, which would not only see those films on DVD, but there would also be a reissue of the previous DVD collection, but with more content. Some of that content included is the original making of TV specials on Superman the Movie, Superman 2, and Superman 3, as well as deleted scenes from all 4 films, and even the 1951 film Superman and the Mole Men that starred George Reeves would appear on a 4-disc version of Superman the Movie on DVD. The reissues also included new audio commentary tracks from producers Ilya Salkind and Pierre Spengler for the first 3 films, and Mark Rosenthal, who co-wrote Superman 4 with Reeve on the 4th film. These films were not only released individually, but they were also released in 2 different box sets. One was called the Christopher Reeve Superman Collection, which had the 4 films on 8 discs, and one was called the Ultimate Superman Collection, which had the 4 films plus the Donner cut and Superman Returns, and additional content that included the documentary Look Up in the Sky, The Amazing Story of Superman, a 5-part documentary called You Will Believe, The Cinematic Saga of Superman, a rare TV pilot for The Adventures of Super Pup, and 3 classic Warner Brothers cartoons starring Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. That collection consisted of 14 discs. While it seemed that would be enough, the technology behind creating movies for the new high-definition TVs led to 2 new video formats, HD DVD and Blu-ray. Blu-ray proved to be a better format because of its higher resolution. And then in 5 short years, in 2011, Warner Brothers reissued all of the Superman films onto this format. Superman Returns had been released a year or 2 prior. They were released individually as well as in a new box set for Blu-ray called the Superman Motion Picture Anthology, which essentially was the 2006 Ultimate Collection, now condensed from 14 discs to 8 discs. The momentum for Superman merchandise was gaining new ground, partly because by the release of the anthology Blu-ray, the Smallville TV series was wrapping up its final season on the CW network, and there was an announcement that a new Superman film was being made involving Christopher Nolan and director Zack Snyder. But by the mid-2010s, to help expand the massive library of films made by Warner Brothers, a new division of their home video section was created. Warner Archive would deal with some of those rare titles that many film fans aren't aware of. In 2017, Warner Archive released onto Blu-ray the extended TV cut of Superman the movie. This cut, also known as the Restored International Cut, had first premiered in 1982 on ABC television. Because this cut was over 3 hours long, it was spread out over 2 nights. It featured more footage of the film that fans hadn't seen in over 35 years. The following year, they followed up that release with a number of Superman-related films, including Supergirl. Warner Bros. Reacquired the film back in 2006, and the Blu-ray features the making of the TV special, as well as the not-often-seen international cut of the film. They also released the extended TV cut of Superman as a 2-disc version, pairing it with a 2001 special edition. Now this choice, in my opinion, was a huge mistake. In late 2018, Warner Home Video released Superman the movie in 4K for the first time. While it has an even better sound mix and looks much better in terms of picture quality, it's missing the best of its legacy content. The standard Blu-ray that accompanies it is the Blu-ray from 2011. It does not feature the 2001 edition. And it seems that with this new 4K collection that's coming out here in May, that 2018 version is in this set. Yet, when this set was released in the UK weeks before, their set contains the 2001 special edition. Now, on a personal level, I was hoping that there would be a 4K version of that special edition collected for this film. If anything, just to hear the commentary track from the late Richard Donner and Tom Mankiewicz. The reason behind that is because you've got a film that is a part of American film history. It served as an inspiration for many filmmakers to make comic book movies, from Tim Burton directing Batman, to Sam Raimi tackling Spider-Man, all the way up through to Jon Favreau with Iron Man, Joss Whedon with the Avengers, the Russo brothers tackling Captain America and Avengers Endgame, all the way up to and even including James Gunn with his handling now of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. To have this film in a new format for new generations of comic book fans and film fans who weren't around when this film was in theaters, to not be able to hear from the director of this film, me personally, I find it as a bit of a mistake. Now, I grant that there could be more Superman-related announcements later on in this year, ranging from the extended TV cuts of Superman 2 and Superman 3, the theatrical and director's cut of Supergirl, quite possibly maybe a new transfer of Superman Returns, and even, from what I have been hearing about from Mr. Oliver Harper, the much-rumored work print of Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, a film cut that ran for over 2 hours long before it got withered down to the 99-minute theatrical cut. But until these announcements are made, as much as I appreciate and love these movies, I grew up on these movies, I was excited to hear them come out for the 4K format. As much as I want to get the set, I'm going to have to hold off on getting the set when it comes out later this week. Because, just from my personal opinion, this is not a complete set. It's the same thing with the recent Rocky collection that came out about a month or two before. That set only had the first 4 films. It's missing 5 and 6. I wish that they could make some kind of announcement. We'll be having these films, these other Superman-related announcements coming out later this year, because I said this year, it's not just the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie, it's also the 85th anniversary of the character of Superman when he first came on with the CNN Action Comics back in 1938. For 85 years. That's, quite an impressive milestone. Hopefully that will change. But one can only hope. And if I've learned anything about the character of Superman, He's a symbol of hope.